Hello and welcome to Mindset, Mentors, and Money, an interview series offering meaningful conversations for today's entrepreneur. I'm your host, Stephanie Kathan, and today I'm sitting down with marketing expert Bobby Donohue to talk about the fears that entrepreneurs have about being visible in their business, why you want to turn that around, and how you can. And our special guest will be sharing some tips from his own personal growth toolbox that he uses to generate camera-ready confidence, attract more clients, and make more money in his business, and how you can too. Today's Mind Grow broadcast is brought to you by our friends over at Vibration Station Energy Enhancing Coloring Book for Grownups. So after the show, head on over to facebook.com/Color Away Stress to grab your copy and activate your inner artist today. And now please help me welcome today's guest. He's a marketing expert, author, founder of Fuelblue Marketing and Web Design, and creator of Mastering the Basics of Video online course, Mr. Bobby Donohue. Welcome, Bobby. Hold on, I can unmute you in 1 second. There we go. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Stephanie? Thanks.
So great to have you here. Thank you for joining us and for being a part of this mind-growing interview series. I always love it when I have the opportunity to sit down with you. And today we're talking about some really groovy stuff. Mindset, mentors, and money, which are all very important to today's entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
So let's get right into the mindset piece, because one of the things for me as an entrepreneur, when I think about being visible in my business, I get really fearful. So I know that it's been very challenging for me to overcome the fear that I have with that camera-ready confidence, and I know that video is a really big part right now of growing a business. So fear can play a big part, and at times just be completely overwhelming. It can just like stop you in your tracks, and it can also bring your business to a screeching halt. So how important is mindset when it comes to being an entrepreneur, and how do you handle that mindset piece when you feel that fear beginning to set in?
Well, you know, that's a really amazing question, because when people come to me and ask me questions for things, the first thing they usually ask me is, how do I do this task? Or how do I get more people in front of me? Or how do I get more people to my website? Or how do I do this thing, you know? And Gary Vaynerchuk calls it the ground question, the tactical questions. And the answer is always in the mindset and strategy, because I can teach you a tactic that works great for me, but it's not going to work at all for you if you're not in the same mindset that I am when I'm doing it. And that mindset has to come from a place of confidence, a place of knowing your value, a place of understanding that what you are about to share has meaning and value and could be inspiring to people. And if you don't have that part first, but you're doing the tactics to get people to see you, then when they do see you, you're not going to have the belief that you're of any value to them. And they're going to see that and think you're not of value to me. And that's the end of everything. So if you don't have that mindset part first, then any tactic that any, guru or coach or anything can teach you is meaningless. I actually have a really good example of this based on one of my mentors. I know we're not up to the mentor part yet, but it kind of leads right into that.
Perfect.
Okay. So I had a mentor early on in my career. He was my sales coach. I didn't know anything about sales, and I was having a hard time closing deals, making sales. And so a friend of mine said, you have to go talk to this guy, Glenn. And I went and I spoke to Glenn. And the first thing I did was I started asking him tactical questions. How do I get more sales? How do I get in front of more people? How do I close the deal? What do I say when they have this objection? And he just made me realize over time, unfortunately, because you can't, you have to soak this stuff in, that you could say the exact same words that I would say to them, but it's going to have the exact opposite effect because you don't have the mindset behind it. And that was probably the best mentoring I've ever had, because working with Glenn taught me the mindset behind entrepreneurism and sales, that if I never got that part down, I'd still be struggling just to, hey, look at me, hey, look at me, hey, look at me, that whole thing. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs doing that for a very long time because they haven't first figured out that mindset part of, I have confidence in who I am. I have confidence that what I bring to the table is of value to people and can help. And so you mentioned camera-ready confidence. Today, the big tactic is video. So once again, people are coming to me, how do I make videos? How do I distribute my videos? Or how do I get a lot of people on YouTube to watch me and all this stuff? And once again, it's those ground questions. It's the tactical questions that even if I gave you the answer, you'd still fail at because you don't yet have the mindset right. In some cases, not every single person, but in some cases, and it's just understanding that being on camera, a lot of people are very shy of the camera. So they're like, I don't know, I don't look good. I don't like my double chin. I don't like the way my hair looks. I don't like this. I don't like that. And the mindset that you have to take is that that's not why people are looking at you on camera. We are not Hollywood actors. We're not going to be on the cover of People or Style magazine. We're not going to be trying to present ourselves as models and what have you. We are putting these videos together because, number one, video is the preferred medium right now. It's the hot medium. Number two, we have value in what we are sharing with our audience. And things like, your messy hair or you didn't shave right or whatever, they don't matter. Now, obviously, you don't want to look like a schlep. You want to be presentable and professional. But, if you don't have to be the most, you don't have to be like camera-ready Hollywood actor. Your makeup doesn't have to be picture perfect. You have to have the value, because I'm telling you, if you were picture perfect and you made videos that had absolutely nothing to share, no value that an entrepreneur or person in your audience could walk away with, no inspiration to help them get over some hurdle that they're facing right now, no story to entertain them, whatever it is that your business is that you're using video to project, whatever information it is that you're sharing and giving it to the world, if your video didn't have that, but it was beautiful, it would be meaningless and it wouldn't do anything for your business. But if it was put together in a way that obviously you're trying and maybe you're still learning, and you don't have to have the best equipment, it doesn't have to be the greatest lighting, but you have something to say that when people in your audience listen to it, they're going to walk away from that going, I'm so glad I heard that today, or that was the piece I needed to hear right now, or I am learning so much from this person that I want to talk to them about fixing this thing in my life or my business. That's why we do this. Does that make sense?
Yes, and it's so true that we let that fear of not being perfect really halt us from being of value to the world. The world needs to hear your authentic voice. And what you're saying is that we have that already within us and that we just need to come forth. That's what I'm hearing out of your message, that the world will hear the authenticity with which you speak. That will be heard in your message.
Yeah, it will totally be heard.
And your fear will be heard too on the other spectrum.
Oh, your fear or your desperation. If you're just making videos that are commercials for yourself to try and sell something and hopefully, get people to click on something and do something, everyone that sees that video is going to know. They're going to see right through it. People can smell it, But if you are just giving of yourself, I always say marketing is giving, We all, as entrepreneurs, have this innate gift to give. That's why we became entrepreneurs. And some people are of the opinion that, well, I just want to keep it to myself and people have to pay me for it. There's this we put up this firewall. And that's sort of a 20th century way to approach business because, everything was either a store or, you bought things through a catalog or whatever, But nowadays, entrepreneurs, we're sort of one-on-one. We work much more independently with people. It's me and it's you. And I am doing things for you. And a lot of times somebody might hire me to do something, but I end up providing a lot more value than just that thing that I'm making for them. They hire me for a website, and yet I'm expressing to them lots of different ways that they can build their business and reach more people. And we all have to do that because that's what makes people trust us and want to work with us. And I'll share this idea with you. A lot of people say, I don't know what kind of videos to make. I'd like to make videos, but I can make I can talk about my business, but that's about it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to talk about. And people like to be told stories. So one story we can all tell is how we overcame specific hurdles in our lives. Because the people in our audience are probably trying to overcome those same hurdles. And so if you've overcome some hurdle, if you've had some hardship in the past that you got around or got over or got through somehow, you can share that story in a video. And it's inspiration, or it may even be tactical instructions like, I did this, this, and this. And it's a way to sort of reach people, and it builds that trust factor. People come to me now to talk about a website or video marketing or what have you, and whether they come from a referral source or they find me online or whatever, before I get on the phone with them, I like to make sure that they've had time to see my website, because on that website, I have an entire library of videos. And when people have seen those videos, or some of them, and then they talk to me, I have found that they already know me when the conversation starts. I don't have to get on the phone and now sell myself. I've already sold myself through the videos. Now I just have to listen to their problems and figure out how I can help them, if I can help them, offer them a solution, and they already know they like and trust me because I've already done all the work to build that part. Now it's just, what can I do specifically for you? So that's why I'm trying to...
It really builds that connection piece. Like, it gives them the opportunity to connect with you on a deeper level than just seeing your Facebook posts or being a Facebook friend or, just becoming aware of you through social media. It gives them a real chance to get to know you and feel you.
Yes. You can see me. You can hear me. You can hear my voice. You can see my mannerisms. You can get to understand my personality so much more than just something that's written, so much more than just one snapshot of me that I posed for. Because when you're making a video, you can sort of pose and stand a certain way, but you can't help but move. You can't help but show more of your angles and show more of your true self. Otherwise, people know it's fake. And so if you're putting your true self out there, there are going to be people who are attracted to that, and there are going to be people who are not. You want to attract the people who are mutually attracted back to you. So just be yourself, put out your true value, and the right people will see it and just start coming to you.
And a big thing about that is that we've become a shaming society. Like, people are so afraid of being shamed that they're afraid to put themselves out there. So what do you have maybe for the people who might be feeling, well, I'm afraid people won't like me. I'm afraid, what if I get some feedback that says, oh my God, why are you doing this? Or whatever. What if a hater happens to bump up against me and my video? Do you have a special process that you help to set your mindset when it comes to haters?
It's interesting. I was talking to my wife, Laura, about something very similar to this morning, about when you're hoping other people will like you. And usually it stems from the fact that there's something about yourself that you don't like. And if somebody came to me and said, I just can't be on camera, I'm too ashamed, or I'm afraid that I'm going to be shamed, that's a real fear. And it's not something to just be dismissed lightly. Oh, knock it off. I would never say that to somebody because I understand those deep personal fears. And I would try to help this person understand that, maybe find some things about yourself that you really admire. Okay, so you're afraid that they're going to make fun of your face or your whatever because this is a visual medium. But there's so much more to you than just that thing, Maybe make a list of positive aspects about yourself that you love and fall in love with those things. And I guarantee that if you make a video with a focus on that part of yourself and loving yourself, that's all the right people will see. That's it. That's all they'll see, because it will just exude from you like nuts. And people who might shame you, personally, I have learned to not really care anymore. Nobody says that much about me because I just have stopped caring and stopped attracting it. And now if anyone's thinking things, it just never comes my way. It's just not a part of my daily life. And, and I think for entrepreneurs too, it's like if you were a gamer and you were making a YouTube channel and wanted to have 1 million subscribers, well, when you have that large of an audience, you're going to have a lot of haters, just people who have nothing better to do than just, crap on somebody because I don't even know why. That's all they do is troll and just say mean, hateful things because somebody's trying to make something of themselves. But in the world of entrepreneurs making videos, I found that the audiences are usually smaller because we're only attracting in the first place people who are interested in that thing we do in the first place. So if I'm talking about websites, say, or if I'm talking about anything that's my business, nobody's going to just come across my video and be like, oh, you're fat, just out of the blue. They're going to come across my video because they were interested in the topic of my video and the topic of my business in the first place. So they're going to go into the video wanting to hear about this thing. And the fact that they think I'm fat or they think I'm ugly becomes irrelevant to them because all they care about is their needs. People watch videos to learn how to fix the thing that's bugging them. People don't watch videos to judge other people. You know what I mean? Especially in the entrepreneur world. They're coming to us because we have answers to problems that they have in their lives and businesses. And if you put those answers out there, people are going to love you for it. If you do not put those answers out there, people are not going to know you exist.
That's so true. So that was a really great tip that you shared about how to bring yourself into that space of camera-ready confidence, and that's to love yourself first before you even go on camera. Just make a list
I
of
gotta
things
write that one
like
down.
Bobby suggested. Make a list of things like Bobby suggested, and just talk about and focus on and give your attention to the things that you love about yourself, and then that will come out on your videos. That's really good stuff. So next we're going to move on to the mentors piece. So why is, for the entrepreneur out there in the world, today's entrepreneur, why is finding a mentor that resonates with you so important? And how have mentors played a part in your life? You talked a little bit about the mentorship that you received, but have you had more than one? Do you have a collection of them? Like me, I have a collection of mentors, and I'm constantly adding to that.
I've had several, yeah. I've had several.
I want to just
Yes.
repeat my first part. Why is finding a mentor that resonates with you so important?
Okay. I think it's so important because we can't do things by ourselves. We can't know all the answers. And if you're trying to figure out something in your business, what should I offer, or how should I structure this, or how should I approach a certain industry, or should I go in this direction or that direction? A lot of times, we try to find answers to these things, and if we're doing it by ourselves, we're doing it subjectively, and we're bringing our ego and fear into the picture, and it's a very cloudy and scary process. A mentor is not only someone who's been there before, but is somebody who can give you guidance objectively, because they don't have the same head trash at the moment that you have about this topic. They can be extremely clear, and they can remember the things you said you wanted when you were being a little clearer yourself, and then remind you of that and say, yesterday you said this, and now today I'm feeling like you're letting your fear cloud your judgment, and now you're backtracking to this safer place because that's in your comfort zone. We all want to be in our comfort zone, and a mentor is going to sort of push you beyond your comfort zone so that you can get where you really want to be. It's hard to do that yourself.
So not only giving you the opportunity to learn something that you may not know, but also hold you accountable to implement what you do learn. That's really good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, I know that mentoring, you're very, very passionate about it. Ever since I've known you, which has been several years, you've been very passionate about helping people in all sorts of ways. And one of the ways that you're helping people currently and mentoring them is through the Facebook group that you started, which is free. And it's called the Mastering the Basics of Video. It's a free Facebook group. If you're listening to the webcast, there is a little box on the screen, and that says Join Bobby's Facebook group. And you can click that and go right into the Facebook group. Bobby will add you in, and he adds value over there all the time. He's one of the most generous, giving, creative minds that I know, honest to God. I love having the opportunity to talk to this guy every chance I get because I'm always learning stuff from him. He is one of my mentors, and now he can be one of yours too. So head on over to that group. And also, you're doing a free training coming up, like a 90-minute training next week.
Yes.
So
yeah, we're gonna
let's talk a little bit about why you're doing that, what you're hoping to help people accomplish through that, and then we'll tell people how they can be a part of that.
That's great. I'm doing it for two reasons. One is because people are, the free training is going to be specifically about video marketing and how to both make videos and also how to use them in your business, because I think that those are two equally important aspects to this that people are having a difficult time with. The first part is still that confidence part. Just hearing what we said in this talk is nice, but you really have to work on building the confidence to want to make videos and to understand the process behind it. Certainly, creating videos, there are tactics to it, but without the mindset first, the tactics are kind of useless. So I teach a lot of the mindset behind it, and I will and we'll be talking about that in the free training to help you gain that camera-ready confidence. Just some tips about how to do that on your own to sort of build that confidence. I've worked on some of these with some of my clients already, and it's just helped them gain the confidence to start making videos just with their iPhone or something, to just put on Facebook and then to even start doing some live videos. So that's one part of it. And the second part of why I'm doing this is because there are some confusing tactics to videos. There's how do I make a video? Or what equipment do I need? Or what do I do with the video once it's done? Do I put it on YouTube? Do I put it on Vimeo? Do I share it here? Do I share it there? And am I spamming people? Do I just put it everywhere? It's like nobody knows even what to do with the video. So there is a specific strategy for video. And just a little flash forward to what I'll be talking about. Some people think of video as, all right, if I'm going to start making videos, that now I have to be a YouTuber. And that's fine. You can be a YouTuber if you want to be. But I find that for entrepreneurs, there's a much simpler strategy. I don't create my videos to be a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I create my videos so that I can reach one person at a time who will see my library of content, as I mentioned earlier, on my website, and so that when they talk to me, they know me and are ready to talk real business. I don't have to get on the phone and try and sell myself now. The videos do that work for me. And when I am in front of somebody and speaking to them, either in person or on the phone, they're already like, oh, it's nice to finally meet you in person. And I always feel a little at a loss because I have no idea who this person is. And they're like, how's your wife and how's this and how, how's that going? It's like they know a lot about me because I put it out there in the videos. So it just makes me more personable, and that's the strategy that I'm trying to teach entrepreneurs. Get out of that headspace of, I need to have 1 million people following me. You don't. You need to reach one person at a time, and that's your next client.
So, listeners, if this is resonating with you at all, if you've been thinking about creating video, if this is something that you would like hands-on help to receive laser coaching, to receive mentorship right there on the spot, you can come to this free training with your questions, and you will get your questions answered. Bobby's going to be participating in the group during this training, too. It's going to be really powerful. I'm going to be there, and I hope to see you there. So if you're listening to this, you can, on the webcast page, you can join the Facebook group. You can also click the box that says free training, and that will give you the information about how you can attend and to add it to your calendar. This is totally free and very valuable. If you are considering creating video for your business, you definitely want to be on this free training. So next, you talked about it a little bit already, which is money, and how has your mindset, mentors, and what you're doing played a part in generating more money into your business and attracting those clients. And from what you've said, or what I've gathered from our conversation so far, is that your videos really take the that efforting out of the connection. I mean, you don't have to work so hard to connect with people, because your video is what does that for you, and they're already prepared to come into your business trusting you and knowing you. Do I have that right?
You have it exactly right. Yes. Yeah.
So
that's exactly it.
Before you started, I mean, you haven't been doing videos forever, a long time, but not forever. So how would you say that once you started regularly offering valuable content through videos to your audience, that the clients that you began to attract were already ready to do business?
Yes. Yes.
That's really powerful, right?
It really is, because they're out there right now. The only thing that's missing is that they don't know that you exist. The problem that they have exists. Their need for a solution exists. Your ability to provide the solution exists. The only missing part is that you're not connected yet. And I have found that video is a very powerful way to make that connection, because they're looking for the answers, and the internet right now is set up to put video in front of your face more than anything else. As Google search anything, and if there's a YouTube video for it, that will be the number one thing in the search results. And people just skip Google altogether a lot and go right to YouTube to find what they're looking for. So if you are not there, they are not going to find you, and that's as simple as that.
It's been can you believe it's been a half hour already? The time always flies every time I talk to you, and I really want to thank you again for joining us today. Listeners, I want to encourage you to go join the free Facebook group, Mastering the Basics of Video. Also, go check out that free training. If you are listening to this via the replay on YouTube, then in the description section of the video, you will find the links to both of these, the group and the free training. So I look forward to connecting with you all over there. Bobby Donohue, thank you so much for being my special guest today. You're always
Thank
so
you.
awesome. Let's tell the listeners before we go where they can go to learn more about you. Why don't you give them your website address?
Sure. The name of my company is Fuelblue, and the address is fuelblue.com, and that's like gasoline and the color, FUELBLUE.com.
Perfect. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for this brand new series, and I'm so glad that you took the time out of your busy day to be a part of it. Thanks to our very special guest, Bobby Donohue. And we will see you next time on our next episode of Mindset, Mentors, and Money. I'm your host, Stephanie Kathan. And until we meet again, keep shining in your brilliance. Bye-bye, everybody.